Hi there, it's Nicole for Lawn Fawn, and today's card is a belated birthday card showcasing the brand new Hang In There stamps and coordinating dies. This is a little 3x4 mini Lawn Fawn stamp set with this adorable little sloth, the party hat, and then the little leaves. I've incorporated some images from other Lawn Fawn stamp sets to coordinate and create my scene here today. I am using a small dotted rectangle paired with a large dotted circle rectangle to create my frame here. You wouldn't have to do this. I did it because it kind of helped give me some place to disguise and hang, kind of quote unquote, hang the sloth branch in my background. I then went ahead and die cut another rectangle from that large, or that rather small dotted rectangle stackable die. And from that, I am going to die cut two borders from the simple grassy hillsides. All of these components are die cut from some Bristol Smooth cardstock. That way I can do a little distress inking, and I just love the way distress inks work with the Bristol Smooth cardstock. They blend beautifully, they apply beautifully, really nice and smooth. Especially when you're inking, you will definitely feel the difference. The sky is created with some Mermaid Lagoon ink. I'm going to spritz it with water from a distress sprayer and blot that dry. I did do both the outside frame and the circle. I didn't go all the way to the bottom because I'm going to be covering up a lot of that with the grassy borders. I'm applying Mowed Lawn Distress ink to both of these. Once that ink is applied, I am going to spritz both of these with water from a distress sprayer and blot those dry. This is very much a card where I worked and built the background, so I built the card from the base up. And I'm going to play around with my grassy borders trying to figure out the best way to do that, and I really didn't like that. The circle kind of threw that whole look off. So here is my sloth die from the Hang In There. I'm also going to grab Greetings, the Happy Belated Birthday, Sorry I'm Slow. There's also lots of other greetings. One of my favorite things I've mentioned before with Lawn Fawn stamps is that you can mix and match the greetings to really customize what you want to do there. I forgot to turn my camera on when I was stamping the greetings. The Happy Belated Birthday was stamped with jalapeno ink, and the Sorry I'm Slow with the parentheses was stamped with Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink. I am now going to take that front panel with the opening, lay it on my card base where I want that to go. Go ahead and put adhesive in the circle part of that and adhere the inside circle directly to the card base. Then I'm going to go ahead and adhere both of my grassy borders to that front frame. And then on the back of this, I am going to take some foam adhesive and completely back this with foam adhesive and attach it to my card base. This is going to give it a tiny bit of dimension, which is what I love about creating little openings like this. This would also be a great time if you wanted to. You could back this panel with a transparency type or clear type of film and create a shaker for inside of that die cut opening. I'm going to go ahead and affix my foam tape all the way around. One of the things about this is I want to make sure that there are no areas that get compressed or would get compressed when I send this through the mail. So I like to go ahead and completely put foam adhesive all the way around so it's all on one layer. Once I have that, I'm going to go ahead and peel off all my backing and position this right to my card base, making sure to center that circle piece that I have already adhered to the card base. This is a top fold card base, so it's going to lift from the bottom up. I did not add any stamping on the inside of this card, but you definitely could very easily. I think it would be fun to maybe add some other sort of greeting to the inside and maybe even stamp some little images or critters on the inside that coordinate with the design. So here is what the scene is going to look like. This gives me a perfect base to start building the rest of my scene with the fun critters. So I am stamping the sloth hanging on the branch from the Hang in There stamp set, the leaves, both of the open leaves designs from this stamp set, as well as the birthday hat to start with. This is one of those things where I started with the focal point, which I knew I wanted it to be this cute little sloth. What better critter to say, sorry, I forgot your birthday, than a little sloth? And from that, once I had this all colored in and die cut and laid out with my card design, I realized I wanted a few extra elements to really help finish off the scene. It just felt a little too sparse for me. So again, I started with this. The colors I'm using are shown in that top line across the bottom of your screen, the colors for the sloth. E40 is the lightest color. 43, 44, 47, and 49 are the colors. This is one of my favorite color combinations. Any of those colors in that grouping are one of my very favorites. I'm going to create some little dot detail to add some texture to my sloth. I'm going to choose some different colors of brown for the branch that he's hanging on. In fact, these are some of my most used colors for coloring in tree branches or logs or any bark type of thing. That's E55, 57, and 59. E51 is going to be on the broken ends of the branch there, which you don't see a lot of in the finished card, but a little bit. So I'm just going to blend those until I get that nice coverage and some nice texture to that branch. From there, I will move on to the leaves, which are another one of my favorite color combinations for greenery, YG01 and YG17. My base color will be that YG01. I'll blend in YG17, and after I blended that, I felt like it needed just a little bit more texture. At first, the difference in color was just a little too much, so I did blend it out. But I'm going to go back with YG17 and add some detail to the leaves, like a little center line, a little feathered line up from the bottom, and that's really going to give some nice texture to these leaves. For the party hat, I am going to use shades of pink and yellow, RV 52, 55, Y08, and Y18. And then I'm going to take the coordinating Hang in There dies and die cut all of these pieces. So I'll use a little post-it tape to hold these in place, run those through. I will have to do the leaves multiple times, but I do try to die cut as many of the images with one pass of the machine as possible. I'm going to take a black glaze pen and add detail to the eyes and the nose on the sloth. I think it makes a huge difference, really makes his cute little face pop out. And then I'm going to kind of lay out my elements, make sure I like how that looks. I do. So I'm going to put a little adhesive on the back of that branch and tuck it under the right side and the left, but definitely lining it up with that right side of the circle. Then this is where I decided I'm going to need some extra pieces. I went ahead and attached the greenery kind of around, knowing where I wanted it. I want it to kind of frame up that circle as well, hanging from the branch. And the more greenery, the better. It kind of helps balance out the card design from the bottom of the card to the top. But then I'm going to choose some additional party animals. And I'm going to take the turtle from the Year 2 stamp set, another slow critter, which I think is super fun. And of course, a couple of cute little birds will really kind of complete the scene, perfect for hanging out on the branch and hanging out on the turtle shell. And those little birds are from the Party Animal stamp set. The colors I'm using for those birds are BG11, 23, Y00, and a little R000 for the cheeks, and YR04 for the beaks. The party hats are going to again be in shades of pink or yellow or both. So RV 52 and 55 and Y08 and Y18, kind of keeping with the whole party theme. But I thought because this is a belated birthday card, and and the sloth is definitely a slow animal, and a turtle is a slow animal, that the Lawn Fawn Year 2 turtle would be the perfect addition to this scene. He's one of my favorites anyway. He's from one of those little teeny tiny mini stamp sets, there's always the year 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on stamp sets that Lawn Fawn comes out with, their birthday stamp sets. And I thought he would be just so cute tucked into the grass down there hanging out underneath the sloth. I love revisiting older Lawn Fawn stamp sets with the newer ones and mixing and matching. One of my favorite things about Lawn Fawn is that their style is consistent. You can go back and mix and match any stamp set and have a completely new design. It makes those older stamp sets not obsolete. You can always use them, and I think that's fantastic. I'm going to die cut all of those images with the coordinating year 2 and party animal dies, and then simply finish creating my scene. I'm going to tuck that turtle down there hanging out in the grass. I'm going to add his little party hat. I'm going to add some detail to the eyes on the birds, and then attach one of them hanging out on the turtle shell and one of them on the branch up above. And that really completes the scene and gives it an overall cohesive feel. I decided to take the heart from the hang in there stamp set, stamp it below, and color it with some red markers. Thanks for joining me today for this card showcasing the brand new Hang In There stamps and dies from Lawn Fawn. The supplies I used to create this card are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Please subscribe for weekly card making and stamping videos. Here are a couple more videos showcasing Lawn Fawn stamps and dies that you might be interested in. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.